Hi, chat. Hello. Okay, sorry about yesterday, by the way. I got caught up with something, so I wasn't able to stream. And I know it's only 11:30, but, that's what it is. I was going to stream earlier, but, I got caught up with Borderlands. How many hours do I have in Borderlands already? Hey, kid. Borderlands 4. I have 32 hours in Borderlands 4 already. Uh, I love it. It's good, man. It's such a good game. I know it's having some performance issues for people, but like other than that, like I'm having so much fun with it. What? What is this? Behavior? Sure. That was weird. Hi Lynx, hi Lynx, hi Kit. Been sunkening it. Oh, normal stuff. Normal stuff. I don't know. I got vacation coming up in a couple days. And I still don't know if I'm doing anything. I'm going to a concert that I won't talk about until after. But, after that, because that's day one of my vacation, I am literally doing nothing else for the rest of it. Complete a trial, earn 30k, okay. They updated the private policy? Fair enough, it was just weird, that's all. How many days do I have left on that? Oh, 20? Oh, we're good. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Damage 15 gens in a single trial. Hi, noob. Damage 15 gens in a single trial. Hang on. I got this. Kick. Pop. Paula Brine. Jen. Does Ruin count? Ruin has to count, right? The one-shot combo in Borderlands 4? Which one? I've seen like 7. I would assume Ruin works. It requires the damage. Nah, damn it. Boom. Build. Got it. It's bootable, Chad. It's fucking bootable. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this amazing build. Surge and pain res. I would assume pain res and so yeah, I assume those count. It's weird that Ruin doesn't count. I feel like it counts for a lot of those other challenges. Only for the gen you kick. That's so stupid. I guess I'll just throw on pain res like a boring person then. Or Hear me out. Have I tried an all Scourge Hook build? Yeah, we've done a few of those before. Yeah. We actually did it a couple weeks ago and found out that Hangman's Trick is actually not that bad right now after the buff it got. Jacob's Knight that applies all critical hits in a Jacob's shotgun with an underbarrel grenade launcher just murders. Yeah, I've seen that one too. I've been trying to avoid looking at builds right now, Sky, just because I don't want to. I want to figure it out on my own, you know. For slowdown, I know, right? I'm a madman. Madman. No one's ever seen this build before, chat. No one. I did that challenge with Skullverge and people were not happy. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get it done in one match. Just watch. Just watch. No, Sky, the build I've been running in Borderlands right now, I'm running a build with Vex. It's like her like really damaging build, but I changed it up a little bit so it she gets shields when she throws at her blast and it hits an enemy. And then I have a thing that gives me gun damage the fuller my shields are. Basically, it doesn't do that much damage or as much damage as her damaging build, but you stay alive. Like, I never die with it, ever. I was fighting the last boss of the game 3 levels under, and he couldn't kill me. They called me a madman, that purple guy from the Marvel movie. Are you going to main the new killer? So the plan with the new killer, we're probably going to do a long stream day she comes out. That should be next Tuesday. And then after that, we'll finish up the 100 hours on Springtrap, and then I'll let you guys vote on the next 100-hour killer. And we got Bad Ham. Let's fucking go. Raw. He's not happy about it either, chat. Chat, I'm absolutely cooked. I press shift to run. Just press shift to run. No. Save me. Save me from the nothing I've become. One. Ha ha ha. 2. Ah ha ha. 'Oh, did she run all the way around? Yo. That should be 4. Ah ha ha. Five! Ha ha ha.
Go on. Scream.
6. Now, while usually not optimal, by the way, because of Foxy's hook, it's actually not a bad idea to do that, so I get the speed boost after I kick it. 7. Eight. Are you really gonna stay here? Nine. No one's back on that one, that's fine. She's back on that one, though. Yes, that's what I wanted to do, game. I didn't even get Foxy's hook off of that. Fuck. How is fake? Fake is good. I hit the gen kick limit on one of them. If I don't somehow get this crap... Genuinely, if I do not get it after what I've just been doing...
Your struggle will end soon.
I'm more surprised they haven't gotten a gym done. Into a CPU, we got back. So there's actually a cool hit you can do there. Through that hole. But I didn't have my axe at the time, so... Okay, basement's not here. Break that. Hopefully that lasts long enough. I'm hoping. No! Went away just in time. Yes! We did it! Thoughts on doing a little plush trap avatars? But yeah, I can do plush trap. God, do I love zoning. No, I didn't get the 7%. No! It is also so sad how long this match is lasting because I've had all this slowdown. Okay. Catch show on your stream? I use Streamlabs, so it's like inherent. There's actually a little thing for it. But normally you just have to go to like Streamlabs or Stream Elements, attach your whatever you're streaming from there. Attach whatever you're streaming from there, and then just do it as a browser source. And Ada. Don't make it so obvious that you have Dead Hard, man. I love that I couldn't hear the gen at all until I walked back up the stairs. Michaela, I believe you were my last Scourge shot. They've been doing. Do you want to try it? I mean, it depends on what it is. What you got? I'd love to hear it though. I thought it was out of range. I should be able to drive by this. Yeah, because they're both injured, unless they heal up, like, immediately. I don't know how the Zarina healed, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Or slow down, Springtrap, baby killer, idiot, cheating, exploiting, loser, income. Yeah, listen. Maybe. Maybe. Did Zarina have a medkit? Did she heal awful fast after that unhook? I'm actually more surprised than anything. Yeah, she's at the other door. I don't think I used the door a single time this match. Maybe? I don't know, it was a very fast heal. It's fine. I put on the toxic skin. It makes sense, chat. All's good. All's good. How did you heal? How did she heal? Did she find Michaela's medkit? Did she take Michaela's medkit? Is that what it was? It might have been that. Also, I'm pretty sure I would have lost that if I didn't bring Force Slowdown. If I didn't play the way I did, I'm pretty sure I lost the crap out of that match. They brought strong stuff, apart from maybe this arena. Which, I mean, she has reassurance. They brought strong stuff on top of it being bad ham. Yeah, I'm surprised I won that. Or found one in the chest. That's true. With how fast it was, I'm pretty sure she got the medkit from Michaela. I'd have to look back at the footage. But hooray, we got it done. I actually forgot about these. I usually just do them. Like, I happen to do them. Yeah, like, I've done most of these without even thinking about it. Destroy 20 pallets. Oh, we got the add-on for that. Sorry. Nowhere to hide, eruption, enduring, coup de grace, party hat, and CPU. I don't know how I feel about coup de grace. But we can try the rest. Eruption, nowhere to hide. What was the last one? Coup de grace, nowhere to hide. Enduring? Hell, I don't even really have to do many of the survivor challenges, honestly. Most of them are like, succeed at 10 skill checks in a single trial. But even then, most of the survivor challenges I got done during 2v8. I'm glad that they decided to make it so that the challenges are like both sides. So if you main one side or the other. Well, the reason I don't like coup de grace is because I forget I have it.
Great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere. The amount of times I've run coup de grace, and I'm like, I could have got that hit if I just remembered I had coup de grace. Coup de grace. Also, no salt. Noob, you were wrong. We were both wrong. No salt that match. It's kind of surprising, considering how I played and what I brought. Hi, Hero. Hero, I blame you for the head-on I saw last match. Yeah, but undefined, that's not that too big of a deal. I think a lot of killer players really estimate how much that matters. It saves you like half a second, which can matter, but like a lot of the times it doesn't. I don't know. Oh, someone remind me to DM Mint Skull about the Phantom Fear thing we tested. I keep forgetting. Because I really would hate for him to put that in the video and it ends up being... And it's not true. It begins the head-on pandemic. Whoa, it's YouTube. We can't say pandemic. The head-on big sick. The big sick. The big sick. And we got an image. I know I hate most maps, but Jesus. DM in Skull about the Phantom Fear thing. Okay, alright, thank you for reminding me. Now, I'll just have to remember that in like an hour. Or in like 2 or 3 hours. Why, hello. Nice dodge. That might have seemed dumb. Booted raw value, though. Which gem was that? That wasn't the bottom one. Oh, I thought they were on that. Right before my shift ends. Thank you, Gibbous. The hero we needed. Is anyone nearby? That's worth a shot. Do you have decisive? No. Well. This is the problem again. I feel like a lot of times I don't even see people before I even get a chance to do anything, you know? I don't think it's a map issue. I mean, Midwich kind of sucks for Springtrap in general, but I'm also just, like, kind of playing bad.
You will see.
But every gen I've come to has either had no progress on it or no one's near it, you know? Eruption hits that one at least. Pick you up. I can take her down here towards where they were unhooking. Sadly, I'm that crazy one, always. What? Was that dead hard? Where'd he go? Was that dead hard, though? For real? You might not want to do that, my friends. Oh, that was a good body block. I got my one kill. The whole team were afraid of my hallucination. I also got a Kate run into me thinking I was one. Was it dead hard? Who was it? Lita? No, she had a septic. I didn't even see her use it. Hey, Miller. Yeah, I just don't like Ku. I really don't. It's me. It's me. I'm gonna swap it for Discordance. It's a perk I don't run enough, I feel. I'm gonna swap it for Discordance. And I'm gonna swap Party Hat for Foxy Soak, since we are kind of trying to test out Foxy Soak more. Well, because the problem is just knowing which gens I need to go kick. Not necessarily that the gens are flying. I think that's the issue. Order, human greed, overwhelming presence, dominance. Add-ons are... What is it with you and human greed? Hero, the only person in the world who loves that perk. Links, it's Lethal Pursuer, Barbecue and Chili, Save the Best for Last, Rapid Brutality, Chain, and second add-on's up to you, but I would recommend Handkerchief. Technically, Lethal and Barbecue are also not mandatory. It's really just Save the Best for Last and Rapid, and then the other two perks are up to you. But, Lethal and Barbecue just work so well on him. It's just, I would just recommend that. Yeah, next. But Discordance will let me know, like, at all points of the game, even before a gen is done. Human Greed's actually not bad. It really isn't. I think people just, similar to a lot of aura reading perks, it just doesn't give enough info when the people want it, so it's not the best for them. I just hate that it has a timer. I don't understand why Human Greed has a timer. Yo, chat, we gotta check our weapons at the door, though. Checked. Ooh, nice. Oh, that was good. Are you fucking shitting me? Okay, I gotta leave. She dropped a really strong pallet out of it, though. I'll take it. Discordance pops there. He's gonna get a water tower, too. He really, really did not want to go into that, did he? Get this one. Sable healed back up. What's shot? Was that shoulder the burden? No, what was that noise? Someone did have a flashlight. It's fine. What was that noise? On Chucky. Chucky is actually not too bad with Human Greed either. Chucky, like, there are some, It was shoulder the burden. Okay. Why didn't the icon change? break this while I'm here. Him there. There's a visual bug with Shoulder the Burden? Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Hey Laura, you're dead. Oh.
Your struggle will end soon.
Sorry, Laura. Somehow Artist isn't bugged. You're so right. You're so right. That was a good dodge.
You will submit.
I didn't even realize I was tunneling this dude. To be 100% honest with you guys. She didn't dodge it that time? I gotta stop chasing her. I think she has windows. Nice. Maybe that's why her play rate is so low. I think Artist's play rate is so low just because, a lot of people, yeah, just a lot of people don't like that playstyle. She's like a pseudo-ranged trap killer, and it's just not for a lot of people. Damn you, scratch marks. And that's why I didn't pick up. Let's see his flip-flop power straddle. No, she tried though. That's everyone but the Dwight. If I put her on this far one, he really doesn't have a choice. Oh, that was a good fake. Oh, I shouldn't dodge it that time. That was good. Yeah, GG's. Honestly, wasn't expecting the fake there. Oh.
Wait there.
Door here, door there. Sometimes I wish it had the width of Springtrap or Deathslinger's Harpoon. I mean, it's very, very close. I just wish the windup was faster. That's literally my only change. Be gone, Dwight. Out of my face. No, open it. Jake had a Siptic? I didn't even notice. What did Laura have, by the way? What, it must. I guess it was Dead Hearted. I think she Dead Hearted the second the palette animation ended. That's fucking nuts. Insane axe grab, I know, right? Dead Hard, Resilience, Finesse. I'm kind of curious now. I'm always curious how many hours people have. That Sable has 100 hours, by the way. That Sable has 100 hours. I'm calling BS on that. I mean, cross progression's a thing, I suppose. Also, this did really make me realize how much I love fucking enduring, though. I will say that. It is sad, though, that I've had to basically tunnel the last, like, 3 matches, and, like, yeah, the Midwich one wasn't close, but I also didn't see anybody. But, like, it's sad that even with me tunneling like I was, the games were still close, you know? It's so sad. And I know, like, I mean, Eruption's not the most slowdown or anything, but I don't know. It's disappointing more than anything, I guess. Also, credit to Behavior for upping the numbers on these, because I am not even close to, it looks like I'm not even really close other than the Sacrifice one, but, like, the Hooking one? Nope. Damaging Gens? Nope. Complete number of trials? Nope. Props to you guys, honestly. Or... Undefined, I'll tell you what they're probably going to do. They're not going to make Springtrap's footsteps quieter. They're going to make Glitchtrap's footsteps louder. I can almost promise you that's what they're going to do. If they do anything. Which they probably won't. Why would they put the Lynx pattern on the front when we see your back most of the time? Because the skin's for the killer. Hey, Scope. Skin's for the killer, not for you. I'm thinking what else I can combo Foxy's hook with. Is there really another add-on I could combo it with other than Party Hat and Hook? It's not really... Like, I mean, you can combo with Celebrate Poster. That way, hit or miss, you get the haste, I suppose. But that's really about it. Surprised we haven't got any tweets to Springtrap. From the information I have, he is getting changes. They are just waiting for some reason. I think they want to do the bug patch first, and then they want to start adjusting Springtrap. Blood Favor. Blood Favor? Sure, why not? I don't want to run Undying, though. I'm going to be quirky, and we're going to run Redemption. Or Retribution, not Redemption. Travel to get the haste. I mean, there's no real point to that. Plus, I mean, you could preset it up, but if the door you're going to isn't the one that the axe goes to, then that really wouldn't do much for you. Plus, so they increased the time it takes to 6, and I've talked to. I'm gonna bring this up in the video, but that means that and you'll see me do it, right? You'll throw the door at the bottom, right? Um, you put the door down, you put it down at the bottom, and then you can just sit in the door and then go. And by the time you get there, you'll still get about 2 to 3 seconds more of the haste. Also, I saw that thing pop up on stream for someone said that they were gonna gut him. I don't know why it didn't show up in normal chat. I don't think they're gonna gut him. I think his kill rate is decently low enough to where even if they're going off statistics, that they're not gonna gut him. You can be speedy and undetectable. That's true. Yeah, we can try that. I could run it with Office Phone. I don't know if that's not showing up in chat just because it has gut in it, I guess. The auto mod's weird sometimes. No reason to play different killers now. I mean, I do too. I think the solution to that, I've been saying this for a while, and I'm hoping with the milestone system that we might see something like this. I think you could take this milestone system and apply it to every killer individually. Because I put it like 8 trillion times. There you go. So like for Springtrap, for example, you could have like land axes, get killer instincts or killer instinct duration with the bubble. Axe grabs, office grabs, right? Use your doors this many times. Like, you could add milestones for that. Or like with Ken, it's like land perfect latches, use your power, down a survivor within 2 seconds of leaping. It's things like that. Like, you could add those milestones to each individual killer. I think that could be definitely some way for them to do it. Undefined, that doesn't work. So the aura you get, or they get from you in the camera, is white. It's not red. Undetectable. It ignores all undetectable effects for its entire duration. Unless there was some change to it. The one exception is blindness, and we're pretty sure that was unintended. I just think they need to adjust his wind-up, make it a little bit faster. I think he needs to go through doors a little bit faster. I think he should be able to vault, pick everything but attack after he throws an axe without that 2-second buffer. And other than that, I think he's fine. Genuinely, I think he's fine after that. I know some people want his range increased, but I think his range is fine. For what he's supposed to do. Again, I think people are still trying to treat him like Huntress too much. I really do think that's what it really comes down to. All number buffs, basically. I don't think he needs any fundamental changes. And, you know, I've said this for a while. Other than this add-on, this piece of shit right here, other than that, like, I can see some tweaks to his add-ons. Like, I think Iridescent Remnant could have the duration increased to 15 seconds. I think you could maybe buff streamers a tiny bit. I think Pizza could also be buffed. But other than that, I think his add-ons are perfectly fine where they are. I don't think any of them need substantial changes. No, yeah, I do definitely want something for orbitals to make them more of a thing. But then again, I don't know. Give it some buff for, like, travel time. Like, if the axe is in the air long enough. I would even be cool if they made that an add-on rather than base kit. I also, Ripped Curtain, I wish it worked on downs, not just embeds. Or at the very least, I wish the description would say it worked on embeds only. I wouldn't mind a buffer period for loot bag, but at the same time, I think what they're going for is just for you to get that grab moment. I think that's what they're going for. So I think loot bag's fine, but if it got the buffer period, I wouldn't complain. I don't think it needs it, but I don't think it doesn't need it, you know? We heard your feedback. All add-ons are removed except Office Phone. Fuck you, babe. This fucking add-on, I swear to God. It's not the worst add-on. I will die on the hill that the worst add-on in the game is still fucking Pile of Nails. I genuinely think Pile of Nails is the worst add-on in the game. Genuinely. It's actively detrimental, and the effect doesn't do anything for you. There's not very many add-ons that fall. Like, at least Office Phone isn't detrimental, technically. Yeah, it decreases the time required to remove an axe from another survivor, but, like, how often does that happen? Genuinely. Someone send me a clip in a public match of them chasing someone with an axe in them, and another survivor comes by to pull the axe out. Show me. I want to see it, because I always forget it's even a thing. Yes, most useless. No, I will agree. Most useless, but that doesn't mean it's detrimental. This doesn't hurt you to run. This does not hurt you to run. It's just bad. There's a difference. Well, the difference with the ones that actually are detrimental, so like, where's a good one? Deathslinger, right? Deathslinger has one of them. Rickety Chains. Survivors break free 33% faster. One, you get more blood points, which isn't that big of a deal. But two, there's actually a build for this. There's actually a build for this. If you run this with, is it Cigar? Yeah, Cigar. You can actually, like, use it to your advantage to catch up to people faster. Low power mode? That's a contender. That's, God, I don't play... Do I even have it? No, prototype rotor... Decreases the rotation by 100%. I don't know, there's some crazy person who's probably gotten use out of that. Deal 1 health state with their powers? Survivors hit with the chainsaw... You get overdrive more often. So it has a benefit. Plus, it's a good learning tool because it gives you more chances to use it. Then again, you could just... 15%. Wow, they either need to up this number or lower this, or make this better. What the fuck? You can always play M1 Billy with movement speed or something. As far as Bubba... Where's Bubba? If I remember right... Get 100 more. If I remember right, there's a dumb thing you can do with this. Yeah, you can run Eerie Flesh with this and just... just be really dumb with it. At least they're bad on purpose, though. Office Phone is clearly supposed to be useful. Counterweight? Oh, counterweight. You know, people tell me they don't understand the purpose of this add-on and say it's actively detrimental, and it is. However, do y'all know who this is for? New PFP, new me. There you go. This is for people like me. Have you guys seen me play Billy before? Because here's what happens when I play Billy. I try to back rev somebody, and then I will flick right off of them and miss. Because the idea of it like having a turn rate like increase at the beginning makes no sense to my brain. That's what counterweight's for. It's for idiots like me. With one less chance. Engineer's Fang? The one that injures them if they get hit with the chain? I think that's a worthy downside for what it does. No, I don't have Q and E turn binds. I'm full mouse. The brown one? There's a brown one that lowers his chain. Does it give him bonus blood points? Undefined, that one's going through. Ruin buff is going through. Some of the perk changes are still going through. Ruin was one of them. The devs said it on the in their Discord. I can find the list later, but yeah, Ruin buff is going through. I'm happy for that. I'm so happy to see Ruin getting buffed. I think it deserves it. I can check the brown one after this. I didn't know there was a brown one that lowered it. I thought it was just the Engineer's Fang. What happens if you run them both then? Would you wouldn't get any, you would get what, one chain? Right? No, but I can find that list of all the changes that are going through. Got Tryhard Dion. Oh, I thought for sure he'd double back. What was that, Ruin? They got Ruin immediately. Gotta love it. Where are they, though? One there. Oh, she's getting my other totem. Could you fucking imagine? Nice. I have Undying for a reason. I don't like Undying on its own. Like, not on its own. I don't know. I just don't like Undying. I feel like if I'm gonna run a totem build, I don't want to run just, like, one totem and that's it. Nice. Swift? It has to be a Swift, right? She just knew. That one was Thrill, by the way. Hello. Why is it every time I bring a totem? Every time I bring a totem build, I somehow get the one team who's like, you know what, guys? Let's just do all the totems. Every single one of them. I should have thrown higher. Did one of them bring a map? I don't think so. I can check. Please tell me this went to the right door. Hey, it went to the right door. Thanks, Blood Favor. Okay, everyone but Elodie. If I see Elodie, I can't touch her. They healed up super fast. He's here. Where's the white? Still going through the finesse. Thought for sure she dodged right. One dead, I think. Wait for it. I was curious. Nice. I'm gonna do something dumb. Just watch. There's no way this works, right? Damn, I thought maybe. I'm just gonna leave that there. I can't leave. That was an amazing dead hard. The fact that she came back to the pallet. Part of me thinks she might have done it on purpose. Because she sprint bursted immediately after. Also, Dwight has dead hard. I did not realize this. That's good to know. Clean as dead hard. Every dead hard I see is always that clean. What? Where'd she run off to? Dwight's still injured. I have to remember this. He has dead hard. I remembered. They might have found the hexes with the cams. That's also true. See if we can maybe find Elodie. With these... I was gonna say, with these doors positions... Wait. Alright, found your move. Because Elodie, for some reason, decided to go to the farthest part of the map away from all of the doors. Alright, Fong, what are we doing? No, he's in the comp environment. He's just not in there often. A funny thing about that, someone was telling me about that who plays comp. Do you guys want to guess which add-ons are banned for Springtrap? Because you're never going to guess the three that... I'll give you a hint. It's 3 of them. There's 3 banned add-ons for Springtrap and comp. And the banned add-ons, like, okay, I'll give you another hint. One of them is surprising, one of them everyone probably knows the answer, and the other one I still can't understand. Let's see. No, no one had a map. No, they just knew where the totems were, I guess. No. Remnant is correct. Remnant is banned in comp. In fact, let me pull up the thing so I can double check exactly what it is. Remnant is banned and Bonnie's is banned. There's one more ban. There is one more ban that I don't think anyone's gonna guess. Here, I'll leave the add-ons up so you guys can see while I try to find that one post. The reason why Remnant is banned is because Blood Favor is banned. So any effect similar to Blood Favor is banned. Bonnie's is banned because, I mean, it's just that good. It's not loot bag. Not hat. Not poster. I'll give you a hint. It's banned because a perk is banned. I'm not actually 100% sure on that one. Undefined. It's purple guy drawing. Remnant, Bonnie's guitar, and purple guy drawing are banned. Yes, purple guy drawing. Yes, purple guy drawing. I'm All Ears is banned. That's why. I'm All Ears is why. Zanshin is also banned in comp. I didn't know this till today either. Guys, comp is extremely restrictive. Is there a reason behind each ban? I don't know them. If I can take a guess. My guess for I'm All Ears is because I'm assuming it's the reason why a lot of aura reading add-ons are banned in, or a lot of aura reading stuff is banned in comp. And it's because it gets rid of mind games. It's not like, it's not that it's not fair, but the whole point of comp is to make the game as skillful as possible. Get rid of any variable of any kind. And aura reading would apply to that. There's always a reason unless there isn't. When you're killed, you die. Thank you, Noob, for your words of wisdom. I'm honestly surprised any hexes are banned, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I am really surprised that any hexes are banned. That makes very little sense to me, personally. Considering the caliber of player, I'm surprised any hexes are banned. Hang on, let me see if I can find... I'm still trying to find the perk changes that are going through. I know the Hope nerf is going through. I know Ruin's buff is going through. There we go. I found it. Okay, yeah. So these are all the changes going through. Clairvoyance, Friendly Competition, Hope, Leader, Lucky Star, Pharmacy, Poised, Quick Gambit, Vigil, All Shaking Thunder, Dark Arrogance, Dead Man's Ruin, Leverage, Monitor, Oppression, Septic, Ultimate Weapon. All of those are going through. Every single one of these. Kit, I think it's because I think they're trying to make resetting under hook. I've been saying this for months. I think they're trying to make resetting under hook much more viable. Not just for new players, but just for average players. Because it's really frustrating to getting tunneled out is one thing. Getting tunneled right off hook when you feel like you didn't even have a chance to heal is another. I think that's why they're doing it. Dead Man's Switch, I'm assuming that's because of pick rate. Oppression's buff is going through. Monitor's change is going through. Again, I think that's just because they want it percentage-based. So the killers that were using it don't use it, and the killers that weren't also still won't. I don't know. Dark Arrogance's buff is going through. Vigil isn't stacking anymore. Septic Touch is still useless. Pain Res isn't... Yeah, the Pain Res change isn't going through. Hope's nerf went through, though. I don't know. Some of these, like, I'm cool with. Other ones, I'm just like, why? Poise buff is actually really nice, to be honest. Vigil's change is good. I don't remember what they changed about Quick Gambit. What did they do to Quick Gambit? I don't even remember what they did to Quick Gambit. Quick Gambits. Decrease the cooldown when losing a health state to 40 seconds. Okay. Lucky Star's cooldown got lowered. Oh, the pharmacy change isn't going through. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. Unlocking chests is now 125% faster. Yeah, that's not going through. Friendly competitions buff, though. I'm actually kind of scared. Is Chucky's terror radius 32 meters? It is. The problem, though, is that monitor, I don't know how the math works. I don't know if it would apply, since it's percentage-based now, I don't know how it would apply. That's the other problem with changing it to a percentage other than a flat number. Because now I don't know if it's going to apply to his current or his total. Because if it applies to his current, then the 10-meter terror radius build is done. The lower your TR becomes, the worse monitor becomes, and there's no use in running it. All Shaking Thunder will still be bad, 100%. It's going up to 25 seconds, which is nice. It is nice, but it's not. It's too situational. Here I can. Yeah. Leverage going down to 30, but they are increasing the duration to a minute. That does mean that if people don't heal directly under the hook, I don't know. The oppression buff is going through. Ultimate weapons buff is going through too. That's actually going to be pretty good. Friendly competition, though, I'm scared as fuck of this perk. If you don't know what friendly competition does, I wouldn't blame you. Whenever you finish a generator with at least one other survivor, this perk activates. You and the other survivor who finished repairing the gen will get a 5% increased repair speed for 75 seconds. They're raising this to 120 seconds. Now, because everyone spawns together now, if you combo this with Prove Thyself, and you get someone who can run the killer for a decent amount of time, I genuinely am scared of this. Genuinely. And if the person running the killer has fucking Quick Gambit, oh god, you're fucked. That's 10% increase. That's a 10% increase plus 12% from. Like that's. What are your thoughts on the anti-slug and anti-tunneling mechanics as they were originally planned to be? I liked the ideas. Most of my opinions on it were the same as Scott's. I do think some people were a little too gung-ho about hating them. But in general, like the anti-slug ones I didn't have a problem with. I think those were fine. Yes, it affected Twins and Oni disproportionately to the other killers. However, the problem is that is an issue with their design, not with the slugging changes. It leads into an interesting conundrum where can we not put these changes through because it affects two killers disproportionately to the other killers? On top of that, if we do the anti-slugging changes, do we need to have the changes ready then and there for those two killers, or do we wait and do them later? No. Bubba always goes where he pleases. Epidemi makes sure of that. I don't know. It's a weird thing where it's like when you make a change like that to slugging for like twins more so than Oni. I feel Oni can deal with it, right? I feel like Oni can deal with it. The slugging changes. Twins though are fundamentally designed around slugging, realistically speaking. And the question becomes, how do we fix that without changing their design, really? And I have a solution, and I talked to a couple Twins players, and they like this idea. When Victor downs some, or whenever Victor is idle, he leaves a trail like Snug. And, uh, Charlotte can follow the trail and get a speed boost. It doesn't fully fix the problem, but it makes it better. What I will say, there was a couple changes I did like. I'm the weirdo who liked that we didn't get hook notification sounds. Because I will say was probably PTB was probably the least stressed I've ever had or I've ever been playing Killer was PTB. Because I wasn't hearing noise notifications all the time. It was great. For someone like me who doesn't tunnel that often, and I know tonight's gameplay hasn't been the best to showcase it. But like the changes didn't really affect me. And when they did, like a lot of times, like the punishment for like tunneling someone out was like you can't regress gens anymore. I think the solution to that was keep that, but have it on a timer. Make it like, I don't know, 30 seconds or something. Or like a minute. Yeah, the Deerstalker rework isn't going through. I'm sad about that because I really liked the new Deerstalker. Someone did bring up the point, though, that they could have just made that a new perk. They could have just made that one of the new killer's perks, was what the new Deerstalker was. The problem is that, and I think a lot of people forgot this, in the notes they specifically said that you can't see the aura of people that are slugged. So that's probably why they felt like they had to change Deerstalker. Yeah, after stream, whenever stream ends. I don't know, probably an hour or so. That's the thing, though. Like, the ideas were there, and I'm in the weird camp of I'm glad they tried it. I know everyone said it was going to kill the game and whatnot, but like, I agree with that too, Undefined. The problem with that is determining what every killer needs to get. I think my solution for it was just make it triple tiered instead of 2-tiered. Because the way it worked on PTB was there was the base version, and if you were pretty much, I'm gonna paraphrase this. If you were an S tier killer, I know that's not true. You know what I mean. If you were Ken, Nurse, Blight, Hillbilly, you got the nerfed version of it. I think personally, what they should have done is had 3 tiers to it, where killers that really, really need it, like Trapper, got a super buffed version of it, like 50%, and like I don't know, like 20, like 15% haste, something like that. And then you have the middle tier version with the 20% and the haste that the 10% it gave. And then you have a third tier that doesn't get any of the benefits. The problem with that, though, is that if you're not rewarding, like, okay, let's take Ken for an example, right? Let's say Ken gets no benefit or a small benefit for fresh hooking. What stops him from tunneling? What stops Ken from tunneling? If he doesn't get rewarded for not doing it, and he doesn't get punished for doing it, what stops Ken from tunneling? And if the reward's too small, then that we have the same problem. That, I think, was the bigger issue. And that's why I think they had the punishment in place. It was current. It wasn't total. It was current. His niceness, fair enough. That's the other problem with changes like this. It's like that doesn't, even if you do all these things, it doesn't fundamentally change how the killer works. If you're playing a killer like Ken, who's already good at tunneling and already good at winning the match, adding a base kit thing that buffs the other killers doesn't help, even if you don't apply it to Ken. Or, I don't know, Nurse, for example. It doesn't help there either because she's already that much better than the other killers. Make the tunneling penalties more severe on the S tiers. People wouldn't like that. People don't want to be punished for tunneling. That's the problem. And that's the issue with doing it individually too, because then people will be like, "Well, my killer's not that good or not good enough to justify it." Because Kit brought it up. What about Larry? Larry had the normal thing, and some would argue he's probably one of the strongest killers in the game. But then you have to, like, that just adds another lever that they can adjust, but it also adds another lever that they need to adjust. That's the problem with the system like that. So it's like, if you give Larry, like, again, like, let's say the base version of it was, for argument's sake, we'll say it was the 20% they said on stream, or for the patch. Okay, why does Larry get to keep that? But Dredge is also the same. And Sadako is the same. And how much more do we give Dredge and Sadako versus Larry? What's the amount difference? Need to return it. Well, thank you for stirring the pot. I haven't seen Aaron ads. I avoided watching most of the videos on people's thoughts on it because a lot of it was doom. And I've been making a conscious effort to not watch stuff that I know will either make me mad or just upset me to watch. I watched Brand's video on it, and I watched Pixels, and I watched Sage's. Those are the three I watched. Oh, and oh my god, Scott's. But even then, like, again, it's like, okay, Springtrap. The thing with this too, and this is probably why I enjoyed the changes so much. This is probably why I enjoyed the changes so much. Because every single change they did was really good for Springtrap. He can use Pop well. He likes having barbecue on his kit. The haste was decent for him to go through doors once he gets through them. He can't really tunnel very well. I mean, he can tunnel very well, but a lot of times when he does it, he can just kind of leave the axe in somebody and go for somebody else. Like, Springtrap liked the changes. Maybe that's why I liked the changes. That's also, that could be an assessment. Fair enough. Aranad doesn't seem like the kind of person who... Oh, Aranad. I thought you meant... I was thinking of Ardetha. I don't know why. Ardetha. I don't know. And that's the thing with a lot of the Doomer videos about it, was that it made me not even want to participate in the conversation. It got to a point to where I was seeing so many people, like, being so upset about the changes. that I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna not say anything then. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and not talk. And it's sad that I feel like the community, like, obviously no one was doing it to me specifically, but it was kind of sad that, like, I kind of felt like I got put into a box where I wasn't even allowed to talk about it. I don't think Scott's was doomer at all. Okay, doomer's the wrong word, but I think Scott's was moderate. It was fine. There was also a bunch of, like, other random creators I'd never heard of who also started chiming in that were also being very doomer about it. I don't know. Again, it just made me not even want to throw my hat into the discussion, like, at all. Day one. Yeah, that's the thing that killed my... I love discussing this game if my channel isn't, like, a fucking monument to that. Scott Jen, the FNAF... Yeah, the one and only FNAF creator. Who the fuck is Daco? And it just killed my will or want to talk about it. And it was also, like... Because I think the other problem with it for me was, like, I couldn't understand some people's flaws with it and some of the examples they were giving. I think the one that, like, kind of made me really upset was the Ots Darva clip. If you were around for the discussion, you know which clip it is. He was playing the new killer. He was chasing someone at Shack, and then he tunneled somebody else out because, technically, quote-unquote, tunneled them out because they were the last one hooked. And his argument was... If he kills her, then he gets punished because now he can't regress any of the gens. My argument is you still 3K'd. There's one gen left. If you did kill her and there was no punishment, then the survivors just lose. That's my argument for it. And I do agree, maybe conspicuous action. My idea was maybe not conspicuous, but maybe, like, maybe have it on a timer. Like, I don't know, 30 seconds or something. No. I'm not saying the survivor... that's the thing, though. The survivor's punishment is they're dead. That's my point. If he finds a survivor, she was the last one hooked and she's on death hook, and she's on hook, her punishment is she dies. And now they're down a player. That's my point with it. They're down a player now. You are already in a winning situation at that point. No, and I agree with that too, but the thing is that's a hard line to draw it into. That's why I think maybe a timer could be the solution. Maybe make it the conspicuous action thing. I do think the haste should go away when you're unhooked. I think they should just leave that on borrowed time. The perk, not like the expression. Whatever. They should just leave the haste thing on borrowed time and that's it. I don't think it should be base kit with the way they had it with the collision. Because it made it so even though you don't have collision, you can still be hit. And if you have haste, you're faster than the killer. So you can just run him. No, kid, that's also true. It was a compounding issue. It was a bunch of things compiling onto each other. That's the unfortunate thing about it. is, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just like, I'm in the camp of I'm glad they tried something. And even though I'm on the opposite end of the fence of like kind of enjoying the changes, I'm glad that they're waiting and they're going to try to refine it and then try it again. The thing I will say is I'm not the biggest fan of the people who, if you didn't like the changes on PTB, that's one thing, right? If you didn't like the changes on PTB, that's one thing, right? I don't mind that. If you were doomer about it, whatever. It is what it is. Kills my mood, but it is what it is. The one opinion I didn't like that I did see from a few people, especially once behavior was like, it's not coming to live, we're going to refine it, was people saying, no, don't even think about bringing it back. That kind of made me mad. That attitude kind of makes me mad. There's, like... It's such a complicated system with so many moving pieces. There was no way in hell it was going to come out perfect. And when they adjust it for the next time and it's still not perfect, and then they adjust it for the next time and it's close to perfect, then it'll be fine. The thing is, if we don't let them, like, take their time with it or even try it, then the game is just going to stay stale forever. Nothing's ever going to change. I played 2 games of Killer on PTB and I gave up. I couldn't stop playing PTB. I had more fun on the PTB, on this PTB, on 9.2 PTB than I have since Chucky came out. That was some of the most fun I've had in Dead by Daylight in a long time, was that PTB. And again, I'm the weirdo for it, I know, but still. Chad, don't you just love it when the streamer goes on a tangent for like 20 minutes and doesn't play the video game? Don't you guys just love that? It's great. It's good fun. The gen regression block, even a major issue in a 3-gen. I never... That's the thing, though. On Define, every match I played on PTB, I didn't have a single gen... Or I didn't have the gen regression thing happen at all. I played... What did I play? Outside of bot matches, I played... How many... I think it was like 30 games. I lost 2 of them. And I only ever experienced the gen blocking when I tunneled someone off the rip. Like when 5 gens were up. And at that point, I already won the match, so it didn't matter. Leading to an unfortunate... Yeah, but then look at it from the survivor's perspective. You just tunneled somebody out, now they just lose. And if it's the 6 hook thing, I mean... Again, I'm a weirdo with this because I feel like there are some situations that you need to be put into where you just kind of... I don't know. Worth a shot. The fact that I still almost got her with that. Sure? I can't believe she went into the locker there. Well, the thing is, because a lot of people said they should have made it, like, more or less, and I don't think that would have solved anything. Is she giving up? Is she giving up? I mean, if you want to be taken out of the match, I can do that. Haha. I think she went to go sabo that hook. Again, like, I don't think it was a terrible idea or anything like that. Like, I think, like, some of the ideas were sound. That's really what it comes down to. Like, well, here's a good example. Like, I'm tunneling the Rebecca. What is, like... What is their, like, what is their reprieve from this? Right? Let's say I tunnel the Rebecca out now. Like, what is to stop this? Thank you, Cruel Limits. I could have camped and tunneled her out right there, but I didn't. Needs a rethought? I mean, probably. I think anything would. But, like, I'm still glad they went through, like, not went through with it, but even tried it, you know? Yeah, like, right here, what is stopping me from tunneling this Rebecca out? Like, nothing. Now they're in a 3v1 situation, and there's, like, nothing they can do about it. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but they're not in a very good spot right now. That's a Rebecca's fault for she didn't play badly though. What about that was her playing badly? Also, why the fuck are there 2 doors in the courtyard?
You will submit.
Also, I have not seen the Jeff the entire fucking match. Like, legitimately, I have not seen this Jeff the entire match. We shouldn't be punished for happening on the same survivor again because we can't find anyone else. But my point is, you're already winning.
There is no escape.
That's my point with it. Should it maybe not activate when there's like 1 gen left? Maybe. That I can agree with. But I think the idea of it being like a snowball mechanic, so like, or an anti-snowball mechanic, isn't bad at all. Personally, I'm fine with that. Hi, Jeff. You had a crow on. No. No. This isn't me being mean. Your team fucking... You screwed your team, bro. I think the 2v8 one would be worse, because then you would have no idea why it's happening. How did I win that match? Look at these builds. How the fuck did I win that? Pig and Sadako's powers aren't affected by it. We tested this for like an hour. How the fuck did I win that? Did he do the thing where if someone is hooked and then you kill them? Is that the one you're talking about? If it was the recently hooked survivor. Okay, that's fair. That should be adjusted.
The darkest pit of hell is open for business.
I know JC's a Sadako main. I just... Yeah, that should probably be adjusted. At the same time, though... you did kill somebody. Is Pyramid Head affected? If they're not the recently hooked survivor, no. Actually, I don't remember. I have to relook at my VOD. I don't remember if Pyramid Head was affected or not. I don't think he was. I don't remember. Myers wasn't. But Myers is different, especially after the rework, which I think is part of why they did the rework, actually. Condemned Sadako doesn't start killing until about 2 to 1 gens left. That's an issue. Yeah, but if it's the person who was recently unhooked, and this isn't me necessarily agreeing with that system, I'm just saying if that's the system in place, if the person who was recently unhooked dies for any reason, that causes the 25% progression. Because that's the other thing. I think people were conflating those two a lot, but is it 25% or 20%? I forget the buff. But regardless, if the person recently unhooked dies, and it stops all regression from Sadako, my solution to that wouldn't be make the condemn be different. I would just do that. Make it so that you can still regress gens at 2. You can still regress gens if there's 2 or 1 gen left. That's how I would change it. I wouldn't make it specific for Sadako or Pig. Also, maybe this is me being a little rude about it, but Sadako, the complaints about Sadako, I completely understand why everyone's making complaints about Sadako. That one I get. Pig, though? Really? Really? Pig? How often are you guys getting head pops on Pig? I genuinely want to know. Sadako's different. Condemns happen a decent amount. I mean, yeah, but I think if you adjust the system so it doesn't happen when there's 2 or 1 gens left, then that solves that entire solution, or that fixes that entire problem, doesn't it? Am I wrong on that? Every match trust. So they can't control. Leave them slugged. My point is, like, everyone's focusing on the negative of it, the punishment. 30 to 40. There is no way, Lynx. There is no way. I wish we had a stat for that. I want to see the stats for how often someone gets killed by an RTB. I mean, if you're getting them 30 to 40% of the time, fair enough. I've never seen it happen that much. Where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought, chat. Fuck. Sadako. Pig. 2 to 1 gens left. Oh, the punishment thing. People are like, people are saying like it's a punishment because you can't progress the gens, but to me, your reward is the survivor is out of the match. That's your reward. The survivor is out of the match. Now it's a 3v1. No, killer interactable should be conspicuous. I don't know why they aren't, honestly. That's actually that one I fully agree with. Fair enough, Lynx. At least you admit it. At least you admit it. Where a survivor potentially hides and... Well... So, okay, so that situation in a real public match would mean that the survivor would get unhooked, and then they would be doing literally nothing for 2 minutes just to die and make the game a 3v1. That's also not counting the fact that the pig is probably going to hook someone in those 2 minutes. So then it wouldn't even activate anyways. So, like, the pig would have to hook somebody, or, okay, pig down someone, put the trap on them, hooks them. They get unhooked, and now they decided I'm going to let the bear trap kill me, so the killer gets the punishment for the kill. The thing is, if the pig hooks someone in that time, then they won't get the punishment. Because the before 6 hooks things doesn't happen on those killers either. Again, unless someone could just run you for 2 minutes, but at that point they could just be doing the gens. Also, I would make the killer interactables being conspicuous actions. That's a weird one too, because there are some where I'm just like, well, they wouldn't get the 25% bonus though. Pig and Sadako don't activate that. They activate the no regression thing if they kill someone who's recently unhooked. What was I saying? Oh, the conspicuous action thing. That's also a weird one because it would also have to be killer-based. Do you really want interacting with a pig trap to be considered a conspicuous action? Because I could see some problems with that. Remember the demons. Thank you, chat, for reminding me. If anyone dies before a total of 6 hooks. Okay, so... But that's the thing, so... But that's also kind of my point with it, though. That the entire purpose of that... The entire purpose of that is so that the survivors don't just lose. That's the point of it, though. The number could be adjusted, I feel. 25% is a lot. I even said that when I saw it. 25% is fucking huge. Because that's 25% per survivor. That's not flat. I think maybe a 5% per would have been fine. 25 is fucking insane. But, like... Again, the idea, I feel, was to make it so that survivors aren't put in this situation where their teammate gets tunneled out and killed before any gens are done, or let's say even 2 gens are done, or 3 gens are done. Let's say all 3 survivors were on separate gens, they all pop, and now the killer killed somebody. There's 2 gens left. And now it's basically game over. Can the survivors win that without the buffs? Yes, they can. It's very unlikely, but they can. Especially if the killers bring the slowdown. So I think the point of the change was to, again, give the survivors a snowball mechanic. This is the thing I've talked about. I talked about this for a while, where I feel like the survivors don't have a snowball mechanic. If they're losing, they lose. There's no coming back. Killers have snowball mechanics. How many matches have I played where it's like, how did I win that? And it's because someone messed up. Because I was able to slug, or was able to position in a way where I was able to get the snowball rolling. Survivors don't really have that. Especially in solo queue. And I think it's what they were trying to adjust. It wasn't just to like, get rid of player frustration of being tunneled out. No, I agree. 25% was way too much. Springtrap doors and removing trapper bear traps is fair. No, I think that's fair. I think, like, ones that shouldn't count. I don't think, like, plague fountains should count. I think that's probably the only other one. I don't think flame turret should count either. Well, no, you wouldn't be chasing the other survivor. The other survivor would be dead. So it would be... I'm not saying 75 isn't a lot. It is, but yeah. So in reality, if you're chasing one of them, then it would actually be a 50%. 50% is still a lot. I don't think it should be that high at all. Again, I think like 5%, 10%, that would have been fine. Because if it's 10%, then if you're chasing one survivor and 2 survivors are on a gen, then that's 20%. Which I think the thought process behind 25% was, you chase someone down, then they're on a hook. Someone has to go get them, so that one survivor still doing gens is the one with the 25% buff. That was what I assumed their thought process was with that number. But yeah, in practice, it's not that way. Bear traps and drones. I can see bear traps, drones, pinheads, box. No, I agree. Again, I would be fine. I think the ultimate thing for the system, I think there's a few, like, the simple changes they could do to make it, like, work, I feel. One, the anti-tunnel thing ends on conspicuous action. 2, the anti-regression thing and the and the repair buff doesn't happen if there's 1 gen left. I would make it 1. And the reason I would make it 1 is because of the situations that would happen for 2. Because if all 3 survivors split on each gen, and 3 gens pop in the first chase, then it's 4 gens to patrol with on top of the pop, the base kit pop. But again, I think what they were attempting to do was not necessarily stop tunneling, but to disincentivize tunneling. I think what they were also trying to do, again, was give the survivors a snowball mechanic. A way for them to come back if they're in, like, such a losing situation. Not a guarantee comeback, but a comeback. And I don't know. I think that's fine. Oh, yeah, and reduce the endurance. Oh, no, no, no. Even I agree the 30 seconds was fucking insane. 10 seconds was more than enough. Oh my god, the 30 seconds was fucking nuts. I don't know. It's just. I think the idea was sound. And as far as the hook notification goes, I'm the weirdo in this camp. I'm actually, I think Scott said this too. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the killer not getting notified when someone gets unhooked. I'm perfectly okay with that. I do think the amount of, I think it was 10 seconds, wasn't it? It was 10 seconds. Isn't Hatch a comeback? Hatch is a consolation. That's not a comeback. That's why a 3K is a win because of Hatch. Personally, I don't think Hatch should be a thing. Maybe I'm a weirdo for that. I don't think Hatch should be a thing. I think it's dumb. I always have. It's just like a, hey, your team lost. You can get out, though. Because even for MMR, Hatch is the loss still, isn't it? Or is it a draw? Yeah, Hatch is a pity, yeah. It's like a, hey, man, here you go. It's that scene from Endgame with the fucking Hulk. Yeah, Hatch is the draw. Yeah, according... Okay, thank you, noob. Yeah, I genuinely, I don't think Hatch should be a thing. I don't know how many newer players do we have in chat? How many people was anyone here around for old Hatch when it would spawn and all 4 survivors could get out? Was anyone around for that? Good times, good fucking times. Uh, the good old days. I mean, I think what we're all narrowing down the system to, though, is, like I said, I feel like if the killer manages to kill somebody, if they do manage to do it too soon, not too soon, but really early on in the match, there should be, and that's the problem with it too, is that what defines a punishment and what defines a reward? Because the repair speed penalty, right? That's a punishment. Or is it a reward for the survivors? I wasn't around for it, but I'm aware people with keys were... Oh, yeah, if you had a key, you were tunneled out immediately. One of my favorite videos of all time is Otsdarva's 50 wins on Plague. There's a match in there where he kills somebody and camps the key. Because he knew what was about to happen. It's the funniest shit. I love it. Is the base kit pop and barbecue, is that a reward for you or a punishment to the survivor for being freshly hooked? Did they dodge or did they miss? Ah, questions. 40 meters is too much for me. I like barbecue because it just lets me know where to go after I hook somebody. That's all. Friends does its job better. Honestly, but still. No, I could see that too, Links, if the number changes with the number of gens. That could be one way to do it. So, like, let's say someone dies at, let's say someone dies at, with 5 gens up, they get the 25% bonus. Once a gen's done, then it goes down to, like, 20. Once another gen's done, then it goes down to 15. I could see that. That actually, that's not a bad idea. I like that. I like that idea. Because that nicks the whole thing in the butt right there. That accomplishes what I think behavior wants to accomplish. It doesn't... It still punishes you as a killer, I suppose, but, like, as the match progresses, then it normalizes. Huh. Well, the other thing I didn't see anyone talking about either, um, was Dying Light, Thanatophobia, and Gift of Pain. I didn't see anyone talk about these perks on the PTB. At all. Because, let me... Thanata... For each survivor injured, dying, or hooked, all survivors receive a 2% penalty. If 4 injured survivors, 12% penalty. Because that, oh my god, the regression thing doesn't stop gen slowdown. Actual gen slowdown, like Gift of Pain, Thanata, and Dying Light. I didn't see anyone mention that. Might solve the gen rushing too, since survivors wouldn't want to pop gens too early and get a lesser bonus. I don't think it would, because me see bar go up, me good. But lose one whenever his gen is done. Very serious. They have 7, but what if... Nope. Here's what would happen if that was the case. Here is what would happen if that was the case. Killers would just sit there and wait till all 5 gens pop, run Noed with Blood Warden, and just wait. That's what would happen. Also, as much as I like the idea of pop base kit, the more I thought about it, I do think the base kit perk should be pain res. Not as a Scourge Hook, but just in general. Like, maybe when you fresh hook Survivor, the gem with the most progress loses 20% of its current progress. Rather than kick. Because the problem with pop base kit is that some killers can't utilize that very well. Even if it's a huge amount. It was nice that it didn't have a timer on it. I did like that. And as much as I enjoyed pop base kit, I do think pain res is the better suggestion. Will I actually play a match, chat? Is that going to happen? Will the net actually play a match of Dead by Daylight tonight? Got 2 hooks, pop gen, instantly dies. I don't know, as much as some of the disagreements, I will admit there are some people who were, like, making up some situations that would just, like, never happen. It should also be noted, the issue with PTB testing, is that a lot of people were doing limit testing. They were trying as much as they could. It's like, oh, body blocking was a huge problem. Yeah, it's because it's PTB. People were testing to see how good it was. Of course it's a huge problem. I'm not saying it's not, but that's the thing. People were limit testing the shit out of it. It wasn't normal matches. That's the problem with testing on PTB a lot, I feel. It's like when they come out with like killer perk changes, like, and no one actually tests them because the new killer came out. So of course they're not testing the new perks. I had a friend try to test the new expose perk on Ken, but he couldn't because the moment he loaded up his Ken on PTB, the survivors DC'd. Oh yeah, remember, it's an in-game perk. Of course it's not. Oh, I can't wait for the new killer with No Way Out. I'm so excited for that. Her purple add-on, her in-game purple add-on and No Way Out is going to be fucking amazing. I can't wait. Burgo. Burgo. I did not mean to hit the door. I guess I did. Sure. Hate this gen position. I hate this gen position so much. It's good. That hit me? I am surprised that hit me. Not worth a shot. I am genuinely shocked that hit me. I felt like I was massively out of range for that. Scrolling was still on cooldown.
Wait there.
I did see the community contest winners. I'm really excited for the Houndmaster one. I'm like super excited for the Houndmaster one. Was that Tinkerer again? Jesus Christ, man. And this is why I don't run Tinkerer. Thank you, poster. Oof. Thank you, Cruel Limits. Do I love it when everything works out, chat? No. No, 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 no. If anything, all they really have to do is just adjust the perks, not necessarily the gens. The problem isn't the gens. It's never been the gens themselves. It's the perks. I fucking love Borgo. Tinker's gonna pop on that one too. Nice. Fuck. They played that really well. He still gets out. GG's. Holy shit, man. Why do people swing? Because it moves them forward. So yeah, so if someone's on a pallet, like this one, for example. Here, I'll break it. So like if someone's on a pallet like this, if you're like right here picking up in the middle, you can swing forward and move a little bit. It's a little bit slower when you're picking up because the movement speed changed, but yeah. I feel like I didn't do too bad. What did I mess up? I guess I should just slug the tap at the start of the match there. There's matches like that where I'm like, what could I have done more other than tunnel someone out? What was the play? Well, yeah, because that would have led to, well, I don't know. 3 gens had Tinker on them. Machine learning in... Also, you know what's funny? I forgot who it was. I had someone watching my VOD over. Because I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys know this, but I play at Demon Hours because it's 2 in the morning. But I've had someone watch my VODs over, and they legitimately cannot believe the kinds of survivors I get. What is the last one? Deadlock. Tink? Okay. Because it's fucking insane some nights. Some nights it's fucking, like, I feel like I have survivors that, like, just read my mind at all times. Because I do play at non-demon hours, and let me just say, when I do play at, like, noon and, like, 3 in the afternoon, my matches are not nearly as hard as they are when I stream at all. No, I think the compromise. I think so. The reason why I think we're probably getting more, so they normalized machine learning. I believe used to be 80 seconds, and they lowered it back down to 60. And I think the reason they did that was so compromised gens had like a base to go off of, because help one it's also 60 seconds. So no, I agree. I'm pretty sure compromised gens are going to become a perk type for sure. I mean, I'm still having fun. Like, I'm not mad I lost that match. Again, if I really, really, really wanted to win every match, I would just bring, like, pop pain res fucking DMS every match, you know? I don't want to do that, though. A match like that doesn't frustrate me. It's more so just me thinking, what more could I have done, right? Why does machine learning do one thing? I don't know. I was changing my jacket. Sorry. The mic was probably cutting out. I mean, some of my matches are like absolutely clueless players, but a lot of times it feels like I only get like very good players. And I'm not blaming MMR for that. I win more than I lose, so, but still. I could also be running the glitch trap skin all the time. That is another option I definitely have. Grrr.
Stand a chance.
I love how British Springtrap is. I will never get over that. Are they all on main? No, they're all on the gen next to where I spawned. I'm about to ruin this man's entire world. I'm about to change yo world. Nice. See, if the windup was a little bit faster. And then, yeah, I'm gonna kick this. Were you seriously sitting there waiting for it? Hi, Kate. Tinkerer pops on that one. Not even close. Oh, could you fucking imagine? There's a tree in the way. No! See, now I got 2 hooks out of that.
Goodbye.
Take that for the compromise. I think I know where they went, too. What a shocker. What? What? Was she healed? Am I dumb? Am I dumb? Was she healed? Laura healed. Kate didn't.
You will submit.
Tinkerer pops, Deadlock pops. Gabe's at the back of the map. Michonne's over there. Laura's probably over here somewhere. Laura's like the only one I don't want to go for. Can bring 8 perks be an idea? That would be fucking scary, depending on the perk combos. Yo, what's up?
Do you feel that?
The animatronic is a killer who can appear from doors at any point.
Insolent wealth.
It's hoping for... Ah, I thought a pallet was there. And a door's there. See if Michonne's at the main building. She is. It's everyone on death up but Laura. And the only gen I'm really realistically worried about is 4 right now. Guess the game just gives that to me. Boop.
You will see.
She activated a fog vial? Why though? Also, check out this fucking controversial play, chat. Just watch. No, she wasn't here. Well, Michonne, if you do the gen, I think she dies. Tinkerer hasn't popped.
You go.
So unless you're waiting on the wings... Oh, nice. Whoa, 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 what the fuck happened there? Genuinely, my mouse just stopped working. What the fuck? Nice. Hello. No, I think my mouse cursor just went over to OBS.
Go on. Scream.
You see, chat, sometimes you just gotta stop moving. Really throws people off. Where in-game collapse starts instantly, obviously the time would have to be... What, just put the game on like a general timer? It's not a bad idea, I don't hate that. I've always wanted the 1v1 game mode. Like an official one. I think she hesitated and was actually trying to use the window. I'm gonna stay on this one. I love gambling. If she's at the other door, more power to her. Nope. Okay. Opposite phone should increase the duration of the axe AoE. Honestly, I would love it if Pizza did that. Instead of the Killer Instinct duration. Finesse, quick gambit, sprint burst. Was it the same Laura from the last match? Should have a mute call button show up with the survivors. They don't click in time. They have to listen to FNAF 1 combo. Hello, hello. Did I get Eerie Chase? Oh, I did get Eerie Chase. Wow. No, I didn't. I got gold. Yeah, because it's the exact same build from last match. I can't believe the standstill worked on her, though. I cannot believe it. When I tell people to, like, how to learn spring spotting and stuff like that, the thing I tell them is, like, vet the survivor and see if they're going to fall for it. You would be surprised how many people won't fall for it early, but when they start panicking, they do. Ugh. Well, chat, I think we're going to call it there. It's about 3 hours or so. That was fun, though. I had a good time. Won a lot of our matches. Good Foxy Hook footage. Good Foxy Hook thoughts. I don't like it. I genuinely, like, don't get me wrong, man. Like, Foxy's Hook is fine. It's a good add-on. It has its uses. I'm just not a fan. Because unlike Chica's Bib or even Indo CPU, you really have to. Thank you for reminding me, Noob. You really have to think about where you're throwing the axe. Even if the survivor and you both get the buff, it still would be better if you only got the buff. But yeah. I am DMing Mint right now. Hooray! Okay, there we go. Oh, that's done. It's because the axe grab doesn't count as a down or an attack. It's the same reason why it's really hard on Bubba. Because you're downing them in one hit instead of two. The game does not, for Chaser Emblems, it does not like that. It used to be worse when you first released, actually. The axe hits didn't count towards it either. He was getting like bronzes every match. But, chat, I think we're going to call it there. I don't know if I'm going to stream earlier tomorrow. I don't like making that promise because I don't know what's going on. I think I have family dinner tomorrow, so I don't think I can. But, like I said, my vacation starts Saturday. And I've got the thing on Monday I'm going to. And then after that, I'm free all week. So we might do some longer streams next week. We're going to spring lock in. And we're going to finish these 100 hours in Springtrap. It's going to happen. We're like 30 more hours left. We're really close. But we'll see. But in any case, I'll see you guys later. Probably tomorrow. Have a good one. And also, before I go, I do want to say anything I said about the PTB changes, the 9.0, again, if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. If I said something incorrect, I appreciate that you guys let me know. And again, this is a space where I'm glad we can have disagreements and actual discussions. I don't want an echo chamber. I never have. Now, there's a way to go about it. You know, the moment you call me a dumb shit is the moment I stop listening. But yeah, it's just nice. But I love you guys as always. Have a good one. Bye.